Welcome to Explore the Ancients.
Welcome back, fellow explorers. Today we are going to continue our exploration of the Paint Creek, going southwest of present-day Chillicothe, Ohio. On this edition, we're going to visit the Seip Earthworks, which is located on Highway 50, going southwest from Chillicothe. And here you notice from the maps, we have a beautifully laid out complex here of circles and squares. And it's located right next to the Paint Creek. And again, these earthworks were made by the Hopewell culture, which is approximately 2,000 years old. And as you can see here, we have some very large geometric shapes, the circles and the square right next to the Paint Creek there, and we are going to hit that creek for sure. So let's go. Okay, it looks like we made it. We're just going to check out these information stations located at the entrance of the park. These earthworks were excavated in the early 1900s, and they found some amazing artifacts, including this clay effigy of a human head, which is on display at the Columbus Museum of History. And here we can read about some of the excavations of the site. And let us never forget, we have the Ohio Historical Society to thank for saving these sacred sites. Okay, we're getting very close to the huge circle that's located right in the middle of the site. And you can already see the earthwork located right here. This is part of that huge circle, and we're going right through the opening in it right now. And we are coming from the north side. And we can just start to get a sight of that huge mound located right in the middle there. And we're just going to follow the edge of this circle here, and I think there's some more information up here we're going to take a look at. And here we can read a little information on what these sites may have been used for in ancient times. So from what I've read, there were multiple mounds on this site and all were excavated, but only one was reconstructed, the huge one right in the middle. Alright, we're going to follow the trail that goes right down the center of the circle. And we are now entering the giant circle, as you can see, right through the opening here. And we're going to head straight down to the giant mound down there. And as we're walking along, I just began to realize, just as all these sites I've been visiting around the Paint Creek, it's completely surrounded by these cool little foothills all the way around the site, which makes this a very protected area. Wow, this really is a huge site. You really don't get the scope of this site until you come out here and start walking around. Here we have a little information on the ancient artists that worked at this site long ago. During the excavations, an ancient piece of fabric was found, which you can clearly see geometric shapes. I'm guessing that was the in-style Hopewell fashion 2,000 years ago. Okay, let's continue on, and as you can see, this large central mound is coming into view. And we are now right in the center of the main circle of the site. Okay, let's just walk around the edge of this mound and see what's on the other side. I'm just thinking about how many people and how many piles of dirt this had to take to create this mound. Now here to our right, you can just see the edge of that smaller circle out there. And way out there you have another circle out there. And as you can see, all these sites are located along the Paint Creek, and it shows you each one here, and each one is almost the same. You have the giant circle, you have the square, and you have the smaller circle. And here again, we're going to take a look from our maps, and you can see we're right there by that big mound there in the middle. Okay, let's walk south to this giant square. Then we're going to continue south to the Paint Creek, because I saw some woods around the creek there, and I usually always find something cool in these woods next to these ancient sites. Okay, we've just reached the northwest corner of the giant square. Alright, let's have another look at it from the sky. Alright, let's continue on to the Paint Creek. Looks like we got a good walk ahead of us. We're just now getting to the south edge of the square. I just noticed there were these little circles at every opening in the square. Okay, we are standing at the southwest corner of the square, and you can just have a look out there. It is an enormous expanse. Just a beautiful spot. Okay, we're going to head into those woods there, because just beyond those woods lies the Paint Creek, and that's an ancient waterway. And you know I gotta check that out before we leave. And right away I can see an old ditch or something, or it's like a earthwork wall. I don't know if that's old to the site or if that was modern. You can definitely see a big ditch here. And as I'm just coming over this rise here, I can see it. I see a absolutely huge tree. This tree is obviously very old and it's located right next to the water. I always want to do a size comparison in these videos for the audience. These videos just don't do it justice. The size of the tree is enormous. I have no doubt this tree was here when Native Americans still roamed the area. And here you can see the tree sits in a nice flat area that's right next to the Paint Creek. And you can see two perfect little sycamores popping out right there on the edge. The banks at this spot were really steep, so I couldn't see people wanting to come ashore here. So I wanted to see if there was a spot on down the creek that was lower and more accessible. As I'm walking, I keep passing these giant sycamore trees located right on the shore. And I think we might have found our landing spot. This would have been a perfect spot to come ashore and unload all your gear. All right, we can start heading back. And there's our giant tree we saw as we were coming in. So if we take a left at this tree, we should go right into the middle of the site. And as we're coming up from the creek here, up in this rise, right in the middle there, you get a beautiful view of that mound. Coming up through here from the creek, you come up through this rise here, and you just get a beautiful view of the site. None of these trees would have been here. All these trees are tiny, so this probably would have been clear. And you would have come up from the creek here and into the ceremonial site. What a beautiful view. Just look at this beautiful view you would have had coming up from the creek here into the ceremonial site. You would have seen the earthworks because the walls would have been a lot bigger then, a lot taller, and it just would have been a sight to behold. Now we're going to make our way over to one of the smaller circles on the west side of the site. And here we have one of the well-defined smaller circles located on the west side of the site. And we'll take one final look from the sky here. We are located right at that small circle there. Let's take one last look at that beautiful centerpiece. Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to call it a day on this one. This is an amazing place, and I'd like to thank you all for tagging along with me. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all down the road sometime. Get out there and explore.